Good night, how went to tonight? God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Armature Spirit of Divine. I'm here to give you a word on tonight. And the topic gonna be on Joshua. No one will be able to stand against him all the days of his life. Now this story about Joshua. After Moses' death, God commanded that Joshua lead the Israelite, to their promised land. God also told him no one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. God told Moses that Joshua is the man to lead the Israelites, out of Egypt. Said to their promised land. So before Moses died, Joshua was Moses at. He was working with Moses side by side. So God will never leave you. You can count on him. God will never leave you. You can count on him. He trying to encourage Joshua. Hard time may occur in your life. There is no indication that God is not with you in your times of need. God may simply use your situation for his glory. And Joshua will have his own land. When he helped the Israelites get their land, God said, you're gonna have your own land. So Joshua gonna be blessed in the mix of him helping the Israelite. So no one will be able to stand against God. So this story will be coming from Joshua chapter 1 through 18. And this gonna be after the death of Moses. While Moses was living, Joshua was his aide in training. So now God said to Joshua, Moses is dead. Now I need you to take all these people to get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land that God about to give the Israelite. So now God also told Joshua now he will give him every place where he set his foot on. You see, Joshua about to be blessed. He said, every place you set your foot on, I'm gonna give you. So as he promised Moses, now Joshua will be blessed. God said his territory will extend from the desert to the land. So now God telling Joshua, your territory will be extended. So Joshua about to be blessed. Every with his foot set on, he said everything was what is going to be his. Now Joshua was under Moses for many years. He was well prepared. Joshua one of the spies also. So take over the leadership of the nations. That's why God had an eye on Joshua. Because after he was that spy, when all the rest of them had said, "Oh no, they're too big for us. We can't do." Joshua was the only one came and said, "Oh no, we can take them in." So God saw how he took leadership at that moment. He wasn't scared. He was not afraid. He said, "No, we can take it. We can take it." you know. And so Joshua was under Moses for many years. Now he was well prepared to take over the leadership of the nation. Now Joshua will lead more than 2 nations, 2 million people in a strange new land and conquer it. Because Israelite was big. Because they kept multiplying. So he said it's about 2 million people into the strange new land and conquer it. So he got to lead 2 million people. That's how Joshua. That's why Joshua had needed some help. His uncle, his cousin had to come. His brother Aaron and somebody else had to come and help Moses out. You know, so without God, it can't be frightened. With God, it can be a great adventure. Now God is still talking to Joshua. Cause he trying to make sure Joshua is very courage and strong. He got 2 million people. He had to lead, and he got to lead them to conquer this land. So God is still talking to Joshua. So we're gonna look at 1 through 5 and 6. Now God said, no one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. Not today, not tomorrow, all the days of your life. You know, God said no one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. You know, as I was with Moses, I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. You know, because see, while Joshua trying to conquer that land, you know, God will never leave him. God gonna be right him until the journey is complete. You know, now this journey gonna be 3 days. You know, so now God said, you will lead these people. No one will be able to get in your way. No one will be able to get in his way. You know, now God will not leave you nor forsake you. He gonna be right there. Matter of fact, he gonna go ahead of you. You know, he gonna check out the situation. I'm gonna go ahead of you so I can deliver some people into your hands. You know, so God gonna always go ahead of you. You know, to see what's on your journey. We'll see what's on the road. You know, so God telling Joshua to be strong. Now, see, God is still encouraging him. You see, God doing a lot. You know, He gonna go ahead of you. He gonna see what's in the road. You know, He also encourage you. He also telling you that wherever you set your foot on, it gonna be yours. He said your territory gonna extend. You know, so Joshua will be blessed. God telling Joshua to be strong, you know, be courage, you know, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I sworn to their ancestors to give them. You know, see God doing a whole lot because he made a promise to Abraham. See, when he make a promise to you, he gonna stick to that promise. He will not fail you. You know, even though it may look like everything tumbling down. You know, I'm talking about so it's gonna look like everything is tumbling down. But see, when God make a promise, He will not fail you. You know, just like He told Joshua, no one will be able to come against you all the days of your life. You know, and He meant that. You know, so God telling Joshua again to be strong, be very courageous. You know, be careful to obey the law that my servants Moses had given you. He said, "Do not turn from the right and to the left, that you will be successful wherever you go." You know, now see this law that He telling him to maintain. He said he will be very successful if he obey this law, and that's how this Bible is. This Bible is our guideline. You know, and so he said he will be successful wherever he go. Wherever Joshua go, he will be successful. You know, because no one will be able to stand against him all the days of his life. You know, not today, not tomorrow, all the days of his life. No one will be able to stand against. So he will be very successful if he be careful to obey this law. You know, obey this law. Now we see that God encouraged Joshua to lead the Israelite to inherit their land. You know, now Joshua he's so used to working with Moses. You know, working with Moses side by side. You know, now he got to lead by himself. You know, now sometimes sometimes you're gonna be on your journey, and you might be alone. It's just like me. I'm gonna be alone on my journey. You know, but I'm gonna be more focused and have a clear mindset. You know, you'll be able to focus better when you're by yourself. You know, so Joshua gonna be by himself. You know, he's so used to working side by side with Moses, and sometimes you're gonna be on your journey. You're gonna have to be by yourself. You know, so sometimes you may be on your journey. You might have to be alone. But now God also telling him to be careful to obey all the law. Now Joshua obeyed this law that he will be successful. You know, so not only obey the law, but you will be successful wherever you go. You know, so keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night. You know, so do everything that's written in it. You know, so God ain't gonna just bless you. You know, you got some commandments that you have to keep. You know, that's like He told the Israelite. You know, there's some commandments that you will have to keep. You know, you still have to praise God. You still got to meditate on that word. You know, you can't depart from it and still think you're gonna be blessed because it'll be taken away. So get Keep this book of the law always with you, and God want him to meditate on it. Once you read it, you got to meditate on it, day and night. Everything that's written in it, God telling him, you got to hold on to your left, to your right. You got to meditate on it. Put it in your mind. Have soak all that in, and you will continue on being blessed for the rest of your life. For the rest of his life, he will be blessed that no one will be able to get in his way. He will be successful wherever he go, whatever he touch, whatever his foot set ground on. Everything will be his. So now if Joshua do all what God has said, he will be prosperous, he will be successful, for him to be, he will be strong, for him to be strong and courage. Do not, he tell him, do not be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. No one will come near you. No one will get in your way. So be strong, be courage, do not be afraid, because he will be with you. He will be with you, and he will never leave you. He said, just like he was with Moses, he will be with Joshua. He will be with Joshua all the way. you know so so God will be with you wherever you go. Now he will always go ahead of you, because he said, I'm going to deliver them to you, Joshua, meaning he going to go ahead of you and see what's going on, and he will deliver all of them into Joshua's hands. So God spoke to Joshua and encourage him to do not be afraid. Just do the job. Don't be afraid. I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna be with you wherever you go. So Joshua ordered. So Joshua sucked all that in. He heard everything that God said. And it took him no time to start leading. So Joshua started ordering his men, provisions and get ready, get equipment, get everything ready. So Joshua giving order to his people, we about to cross this Jordan and to possess this land. And it's gonna take 3 days for them to get to Jericho. Gonna take 3 days. So God also giving Joshua his own land. He's not only gonna help the Israelites possess their land, but God also giving Joshua a piece of a land also, you know. So God also giving Joshua his own land. And God said you ought to help the Israelite possess their land. You know. So he don't want them to just direct them in there and then you go on about your business. You got to help them possess their land. You got to help them divide the land. You got to do all that, and then you occupy your own land. So God said, I want you to help them take their possession of the land he given them. After that, then you may go back and occupy your own land. Remember, God giving them his own land, which Moses gave you on the east of the Jordan towards the sunrise. So now all the Israelites said they will obey, because they was under Moses. Moses gone now. Joshua in charge now. So Israelite being nice. So all the Israelites said they will obey Joshua, just as they obeyed Moses. Whatever you send us, we will go. So that being nice, that being polite. They're not giving Joshua a hard time. We gonna do whatever you say do. Whatever you send us at, we gonna go. So that's good. They're not giving Joshua a hard time. So Joshua, be strong and encourage and lead my people. No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. And let me say that again. No one will be able to stand against him all the days of his life. All the days of his life. No one will be able to get in his way. Not 3 days. This is going to be a 3-day journey. And then what happened to Israelite when they were with Moses. It was supposed to take a 3-day journey. Wind up being 40 days, 40 years. 40 days. So now Joshua and all the Israelites made it at the gate of Jericho. So this is gonna come from Joshua chapter 6 through 2 through 5. God said he has delivered Jericho into your hands, along with the king and his fighting men. I see God had went ahead of him. So he said he delivered them to your hands. So now God went ahead of Joshua. So God been doing a whole lot of hard work along with Joshua. So God said, march around the city once, with all the army men. He said, do this for 6 days. On the seventh day, he said, march around. He said, blow on the trumpet, and when you hear the sound, a blast and a trumpet, the whole army shall shout loud, and the wall should start coming down. And the armor will go up, and everyone will go straight in. So God give them instruction how to possess their land. Because see, they got so many security gates all around. Because they're really scared of the Israelites. Because they had grown and multiplied so many. Remember, it's 2 million of the Israelites. So they already knew they was coming. So they done got security gates. They got everything locked. So that's why God said you got to shout and all this kind of stuff, and you got to tear that wall down. Since they got all the gates and stuff open, you got to tear that wall down. So we're gonna go from chapter 6, verse 20 to 21. The wall will come down. So when the trumpet sounded, the army shouted. At the sound of the trumpet, when the men give a loud shout, the wall collapsed. That wall collapsed, and that was a thick wall. The wall collapsed. So everyone had charged straight in. Soon that wall came down. You got 2 millions of the Israelites. They just ran through. They ran through. They ran through, and they took the city. So they devoted the city to the Lord and destroyed with the sword, and every living thing that was in it was destroyed. Everything that was in there was destroyed. So Joshua lead the Israelite and took the land that God promised. So Joshua did his job, and he followed instruction, and he did it very well. you know, and God was leading him all the way. You remember, God kept encouraging him. So God was giving him instruction. God kept encouraging him, and Joshua followed instructions. He followed instructions, and he had the whole process was complete. They had to tear the wall down in order to get through. Because they really was scared of the Israelite, and the Israelite was scared of them. Because the Israelite had multiplied so much to 2 million of them. So when that wall came down, they all started running in there. So we see that Joshua lead the Israelites to possess the land. Because we see Moses couldn't do it. And then he wound up got old and he had died. And by Joshua already was working side by side with Moses. God was already watching his performance, so God had commanded him to lead the Israelites to their promised land. So we see that Joshua followed instruction, and he led the Israelites to inherit their promised land. You know, and Joshua also was blessed. You know, God has said everywhere you set your foot on is yours. You know, I'm giving you a piece of a land. You know, and you're gonna lead these people. You're gonna live a successful life, and no one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. No one will be able to stand against him all the days of his life. He gonna be very successful. His territory had extended. Joshua just gonna be blessed. So he gonna be well blessed. So that's all the word I have for you on tonight. Y'all have a blessed night, and I see y'all on the next video.